It's me, Maja Szewczak, and welcome to another series. It's called Upscale with Maja Szewczak. Today, we're going to do this Mirek, Mellow, and the Clownfish, Mirek, Mellow, along with his Clownfish accessories. I will upscale them today because I think this would be fun, and I have a lot of these marker boxes that I could use. And that series would turn that eyesore into an eye pleasure. Because one of the things is like it will give meaning to what I have, because to be honest, those marker boxes for me, I just don't have use for them, unless it's just crafting and coming up with ideas. So let's do that. I've already made the big version of the doll. The reason why I've decided to start this on YouTube, because my friends in real life like my big dolls too, although I don't show them as much as the standard small dollhouse ones. So let's start with his Clownfish inflatable. It's not going to be a real inflatable, but that's the closest I can get to making an inflatable. Although it's still not an inflatable, but just something to make the box more useful and not be like an eyesore in my studio. I call it that not because it's ugly or anything, it's that it takes up meaningless space in there. And the taking up the space, I think I could just make useful this way. I do like buying a lot of markers, but the plastic trays boxes, not that much keen on these. Unless this series deciding to start making this series will change my mind someday. Who knows? Because of what I said about them in the first episode 1. But who knows, maybe I'll get to other episodes, and those episodes would build up my passion for them, but in a different way, because you can have 3 different extremes. One extreme being obsessed with those, and the other absolutely hating them. So that's what the 2 extremes are. So I added wire, orange fabric for the tail, and now I'm using this leaf ribbon to add the ruffly fins to it, because it's fitting for a fish. And I'm using the smaller dollhouse item as my reference for it. so I know what I'm doing. That's my reference. Come on, why does it get stuck in it like this? Yes, I've got it. So, just have to pull really hard when some knots happen like this, and it did happen. I may also build up a lot of layers of this to make it look presentable. Okay, I'll make a knot and then keep on doing it. Let's get more thread. Do this. Because I really like those doll-house items, that's why I kind of want to see a big version of these. But I will have to use a kitchen cupboard or something for an area where to store my big doll-house items. Which is kind of a disadvantage, but hey, everything comes with its advantages and disadvantages, so you have to pick your own poison in that. You could have a lot of them or really small ones or big ones, because I just have this, like, sometimes I want to do big, sometimes small doll-house items, and that's just life for me if I like doing doll things as a hobby. What? Now let's get more layers of the ribbon because the tail is looking quite little in comparison to this small one. The tail is looking a bit bare compared to the big one. It will take a while, but that's what it happens when I do a lot of doll-house items. They accumulate. Added more orange fabric to the tail, and now it's looking closer to this design. So I'll go over the edges with more orange leaf ribbon because I'm really liking it. Next time I go to the range, I definitely will buy more of it. Although it's really summer and heat wave right now in Northern Ireland. Well, they're bringing out autumn things, although it's the middle of summer. and the temperatures are supposed to rise to 30 degrees Celsius, which is really, really hot for Northern Ireland. In Poland, it would just be considered warm, but in Northern Ireland it's hot. But yet some people are saying that in some countries like Morocco and Egypt and things like it, the temperatures like 40 degrees Celsius feel normal to them. For me, it would be just so hot I would faint. If I was put in that temperature, no thank you. But yet, if you like that temperature and it's normal for you, it's okay, but maybe you're just used to it. And please drink a lot of water because you need to keep hydrated in order to stay cool in a heat wave like this. And hopefully it will not go to 40 in Northern Ireland. But Northern Ireland never got it. From my experience, I have experienced 30 in Northern Ireland, but not 40. Although it did feel like it was 40, but it wasn't. Maybe our getting used to temperatures works just strange for us. But yet, if you live in Australia, how are you used to your climate? I don't know. And all these other places. And also the winters. I've heard about winters in Australia, but never experienced Australia because it's too far away for me to travel there. But yet, if you are from Australia or something like this, please tell me, how is it? Those hot places on planet Earth, if you come from them. Because not all places on Northern Ireland are equal about the temperatures, the living temperatures. Because Northern Ireland isn't cold or warm. It's just winters are just feeling very autumn-like, more autumn-like than winter-like. But yet, it also can rain a lot in Northern Ireland. Not all the time, but sometimes it does. Quite a lot. And some people just say in Northern Ireland that it rains so much and they live in a shower. Maybe they're right, sometimes depends on the weather. But this leaf ribbon, the orange leaf ribbon, just never looks. It looks really pretty, but the leaves never look like that because those maple leaves tend to have like lots of different colors on one leaf. And I also have a sunflower ribbon. It's also from the autumn ones. So that's what. Till all stitched up. Now I'm going to get it over to that side because I'm trying to follow the small doll-house item as accurately as possible. So that's how it looks like right now. But yet, now I'm going to do the head. My art teacher gave me some dinos and I turned one of them into a clownfish, so that's how it's gotten this cute, adorable reptilian face. So let's try to recreate that in bigger scale. So I don't know how to use those leftover red pom-poms, but I have so many that I feel okay using it as stuffing. But now we just have to sew the head of this clownfish. I just want to thank my art teacher again for giving those dinos. If you are watching this, thank you. You just brought some really adorable little reptilian faces onto my channel on YouTube. I used to making dollhouse items using gifts, but it's only meant to have 6 episodes. And yet they're all dedicated to that teacher, but also available for public viewing on YouTube. Like everybody can watch it, so that's why I did not say names publicly to everybody worldwide, but just thank the teacher just in case she was one of the people watching that series. And if you are watching this new series, then welcome to it. You may also consider subscribing for more if you like it, because that's what I like doing. So sometimes making small, sometimes big. Depends on what I actually want to do on that day. So please subscribe if you like what I do, because I really like doing it. And also the YouTube algorithms will let you know that you like my content and you want to see more of it, what I have now and in the future. Even the bell button is a good option because you'll get a notification once I get something new up on YouTube. Okay, Now it's sewn. I really hope I'll make the same cuteness factor that the dino already has, but in fabric and upscaled. That's what I am trying to do, with hope of success. So, I know the Clownfish has black eyes, but I think I want to use those green eyes on a bigger scale, because on a bigger scale the eyes have to pop with even more details than usual. So I'm going to use the black thread for that, get it onto the needle and stitch the eyes onto the fabric, onto the orange fabric. Let's just get those eyes into the non-existent sockets. The fish have eye sockets. Maybe I should not think about those things. What if I also look that up and regret it later? So let's just get the eyes on. There we go. I think it needs some eyelids, but I'm not that good at eyelids, cause the dinos had eyelids that looked rather unique for the cuteness factor. So I don't know, and I'm going to just use thread to do the mouth, or maybe just parts of it. This is how it's looking so far, and this I think I need to stitch on better. So I'm just going to stitch it on better, like this. And let's just close the sewing now. And let's see it like this. Just checking it accuracy wise, as well as does it look good or not. You know, quality checking. And I think I'll just have to glue some fabric around, stitch and glue it to make it look more accurate to what it's supposed to look like. So nigh. Keep on cutting the fabric to the correct size. And let's just, maybe that will get the eyelids that are accurate to the actual thing. But first, we're going to have to glue it on with the plastic woohoo glue, because it's like very fast at drying. So let's get it on real quick. And it bonds really strong. So that's why I've started to experiment with different crafting glues, and I think I like it. I also like this glue still, although it's like the supply is getting limited, so I have to use the Dove Craft one sparingly now. But okay, whatever I need, I need. So the original small clownfish is quite sparkly, so there's that to consider, as well as other parts of it. So let's just stitch parts onto it. And it gave it eyelids, just like what I predicted with the way I cut the fabric. So that's what I'm doing. Yet later I'll figure out the sparkly part of this. Structure of the clownfish floaty done. Time for painting it. According to how it is, I'm going to need some orange and white acrylic paint. The black one would be just in case something goes wrong with my paint job. So let's get to it. So let's start with orange, and I'm using the already existing one for the guidelines on how I'm going to paint mine. So I'm just painting as much as possible of the area. I know the box is black, but yet it's going to need a lot of layers of paint, and this pastel orange or peach fabric will get even more orange with sparkles. So that's what I'm doing. And I think I'll lighten up the orange with mixing in the white into the paint mix. Just to try to smoothen the transition between the orange and the peach. To see where it will take me. So then, let's flip it over to the other side and also paint it. And I may leave some black area, but yet there's a stripe area that I need to keep in mind for this paint job of this box. And once that is painted, the orange is painted, we're going to do the white, but I'm just smoothing down some orange parts. I really hope it does not peek through the black. The black does not peek through too much, although those are quite pigmented paints. So I've got the paints at the range, but Sorting Granny's paints got mixed into it because Sorting Granny's, that's where I got the white paint, and at the range the orange and the black paint. And now time for the white paint to go in to it. Into the clownfish, the white paint goes on. More. And flip it over for painting the other side. Like this. Ooh, I like that. So, keeping the pattern. And now we're going to let it dry. The paint has dried, so I'm using this glue to add the millions of orange sparkles to the clownfish, just to get it as accurate to the actual one that I have. So I'm just adding this glue. It's a new one, so I hope it's good. And it glues on what it needs to glue on. And yet it just arrived while I was filming this video, so let's first get it on, then paint it all over the areas and just glitter away the glued areas. I really hope it dries. Transparent, but it does say on the packaging. Similar to the ones I used before in Poland, but I've had to because I can't bring my own glue to Poland on airplane. So I have to always put an X in that and just gluing the glitter away until I finish this container. And this glitter also would get into the mix. To get even more sparkly. But yet that glue has to dry. Although I hope it gets more sparkly as it dries, because now it looks like crusty bread. Crusty orange bread. And let's get the orange beads in there too. And hope for the best with that. And here. It is a little sparkly, but it needs to be even more. So there we're going to add it all in. Glittered up. It does dry transparent, although it goes on white. And while some of it is drying, I'm going to now add some black paint for the dots, because that's what there is on the original doll house item. So let's get a paintbrush and paint that on. Like this. This is how the tail looks like with the dots. I'm going to touch up some black stripes to improve how they look. Just adding them a bit. And that's done. Let it dry because I've already finished the other parts of this project and I did them while the paint was drying, so let me show you that. Let's make the big scuba diving mask because this is the big Mirek Mellow, the Clownfish one, and I find this piece of plastic that's going to be perfect for that. Although the lens are not flower shaped, but I can just paint it on. So I have it all cut out for me, so let's get painting. Painting the mask. So I'm just going to mix the same paint mixture that I did for the inflatable, the fake inflatable. So let's paint the mask in that same orange, light orange color that I've chosen for it, or a pastel orange or peach. Is peach the pastel shade of orange? I quite think so. So let's get orange on. And we're going to let that color dry. And I did the Clownfish paint layers with the leftover paint, so no paint wasted on anything but the Clownfish. The scuba mask paint has dried. Time for the black marker. I will still do the flower details, but maybe keep it more subtle throughout the design because it's just the shape of the goggles. Plastic goggles I've chosen for it. So that's what I'm doing. And there we go. That's better. And accordingly to the actual mask, there's supposed to be a heart thing, so I've chosen this for it. Time to glue it on here to make it like the heart that looks like a fish nose, and it's a respiratory type of thing, so it allows for breathing underwater. So that's what I'm making. And my dad is really into his scuba diving things, so I did a video of the smaller one in Polish, but this is my first time showing that on the English channel. And yet, making a video of me upscaling the already existing dollhouse items, so you English speaking audience still get to see it. So that's what I'm doing. So now let's get the fabric fins onto it. So let's get this one here. And there we go. And cut this off of it. And repeat to do the other fins on the mask. Fish like ruffles done, just like the small mask. Big mask, small mask, big mask, small mask. So let's let it dry and show you another one. Let's also do the bunny. So, just using it as a reference to how I'm going to make it. So, what box do I want to do? This one, I think. I'm just going to cover it in paint, but yet this one I will pierce the plastic with this tool, with a pointy tool to add an insert for the wire. So just going to squeeze it with it. Come on. Did it? Repeat for the other hole for the wire. Come on. Yay! Time for this wire to get in to it. So we're going to get it in and get this in. Oh, let's just open it up. And this. And push. Push this. And let's make bunny ears. I'm later going to get the head onto it. The yellow feels orangey, so that's why I chose this box specifically. And this will be for the ears, and let's just get the head onto it, because I have a lot of bits that I can get it on. The bits of this wool, the red, the cream, cream and the mustard yellow bits all over it. So I'm going to use some of that to get it on. Actually, use the red ones for the filling, and I'm going to use this fabric for the actual visible part, because I think it will look better visually. Now we have something like this. Now let's get eyes and nose stitched on. Time for the black marker to do the clownfish details on the bunny. I will also have to paint the areas white, but yet have to be careful not to affect the open and close mechanism of this particular box, because I still want to be able to open and close it. So let's just get it on. I should have done black acrylic paint on it too, not just the white, but yet I don't want to make the black completely black. I'm just going to make it a dark gray, or just gray, because the gray would look softer, because the colors on the original ones are soft and gray. So this is how it's looking like. So gray is like a more softer shade of black. So let gray it is. Is gray just dark white or pastel black, because it is giving pastel black, the gray. So that's what it's giving me, but it's cute this way. So instead of the black stripes on the clownfish body, that's why I like to do this medium gray. It's cuter. Okay, this has to dry. Also glued on mustard yellow pom-poms for those legs or arms, whatever this thing is depicting in that area. And also a cute little bunny tail. Time to let it dry. That's the small version of Clownfish, Mirek Mellow. But are you ready to see the big one all finished? 3, 2, 1, and ta-da! Here is the big one. And that's the finished product of it. So Szewczaks, what do you think of the big upscaled version of this? Please tell me in the comments. So I have a small one and a big one. But anyways, bye, Szewczaks. See you in another video. Bye.